Well, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining me in my shop. It's April 28th. This is my second video today. This is going to be a short one. What I'm doing is I'm just going to plug this guy in and see if it operates. That's really my objective. I just acquired this radio. I acquired a number of communications receivers in the last day. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing them in and quickly checking to see if they operate at all. I'm doing this by plugging it into a controlled outlet here. I just got distracted there. So, power controlled outlet so as not to, if there's something really seriously wrong here, it won't blow it up. So RF gain, we'll set that pretty high. Selector, band selector, we'll set that to the broadcast band. Antenna tuning. Selectivity, we'll set it wide at 5. There's a switch here. Automatic noise limiter on and off. I'm going to turn it off. Audio gain, I'm going to turn that down. BFO. I was cleaning these knobs, but I missed this part. Yeah, this was a little dirty here. Been sitting somewhere for probably 15 years unattended to. That's probably what happened to this. Radio was owned by, who owns a radio like this? Someone like me, or perhaps like you. And so probably, there's a really good chance this radio works because the fellow who owned it would have probably kept it in working condition. So we're going to find out. Okay, enough of that cleaning. Yeah, lovely radio. Hallicrafters. This is an SX-122. That's probably my solder chunk there. And we just check and see. Yeah, fuse looks good. No surprise there. How about the power cord? Power cord's in good shape. I've already got it plugged into my box here. This is a not a polarized plug, of course. There's a meter zero adjustment here, antenna here, speaker here. So let's connect the speaker. There's 3 inputs. This is a speaker, this is ground, and this is something called standby. Standby. And my phone is ringing. Okay, short interruption. A woman phoned me in. Do you do VCRs? No, I do not. Do a VCR. So we're going to hook up the speaker here. I'm saying the middle one says standby. I don't know what that means. What do you mean standby what? Why would they put this on the speaker terminals? Just going to tighten that up just a little bit here. Okay. Speaker's on. Antenna. Let's start. I have the antenna ready, but this will be the antenna connection. It has a link here, which if you're using a loop antenna, you would remove the link and you'd connect to these two, your loop antenna. That'd be good for maybe broadcast, maybe long wave stuff. I don't know. I guess it even does long wave. I don't think it does. So we'll leave that connected like that, and I'll be hooking up just probably the red wire. We'll fool around a bit. I don't want to do that until I've turned it on. As I mentioned, I'm using some way of restricting the power. I'm using a dim bulb technique, which you can read up on the internet if you wish, but it's going to be these lights here. So we'll start with the switch off. Where'd the switch go? I lost track of where the on-off switch is. Oh, there's another switch here I missed. Calibration. So it's probably switches in a crystal calibrated pilot signal that you can pick up periodically across the band. Get it down here. Come on down here. So this meter's right over. That's probably correct, but I'm not sure. But it's probably correct. Where's the on-off switch? There we are. Off, AM, and single sideband CW. So with the switch off, we will apply power and make sure nothing happens. Nothing's happening. And we're going to hit this radio with 105 volts to start with. Should be enough to operate it. We'll just flip it on here. There we go. Everybody, stand back. See, the dim bulbs have come on. The set is drawing power. You can see the lights are on here too. It's good. We're only at 65 volts. That's way low for a radio like this. We'll give it a moment just to make sure everything is copacetic. I do like to plug things in and turn them on to see if they're going to work, and I try to do that very early in the process. I mean, this is the first thing I'm doing with this radio, is plugging it in, seeing if it works. But I do it in a careful way, so I would never recommend somebody take a radio like this, who knows what's happened to it, don't look inside, don't do anything, just plug it in. No, I would not recommend that. This one has a fuse in the back. That's a little bit reassuring. If there's a heavy short in it, maybe the fuse will pop. Would protect it. Some radios don't have that fuse, and something really seriously wrong in it, like a short through the power transformer, and you're going to ruin it. Okay, so nothing's happening. No sounds, no smoke, nothing scary, no inconsistent operations. So I think we can raise the voltage. We're at 70 now. That's not very high. Let's take it up to... Still not very high. This guy's really sucking back the power. 78 volts. Doesn't have a watt reading on here. 85 watts. That's pretty typical for these big radios. Usually under 100 watts. Okay, with 78, it's way too low. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the dim bulbs. I'm going to feed it directly from Niagara Falls and give it not quite full operating voltage yet. Here we go. Now we're pounding it with 100 volts. Should be working. No antenna, remember. No hum coming out of the speaker. RF. Well, let's put an antenna on it. Best to turn it down before you do that. Okay, so I'm just going to hook, kind of like the, call this the hot lead if you like, from the antenna. So when I plug these guys in my shop, they're in an isolation. They're being fed through an isolation transformer, which is another element of safety for me while I'm working. Okay, what do we get? Nothing too exciting. That's full volume. Antenna tuning. Not helping. I'm seeing this light is flickering, but this one is not, so it's probably just a loose light bulb here. Okay, let's wiggle a few things. Ooh, 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 that one made a difference. Could be a dirty switch problem. It's just the selectivity. Okay, band switch is often the source of these kinds of problems. Let's wiggle this one. Nothing. Oh, well, so there should be like a click or a pop or a scratchy sound or something going on when I do this. So it looks like there's a problem with the radio. So we're on AM, BFO. How do you turn this on and off? Automatic noise limiter, calibrator. Gain is up. Tune the radio. Maybe it's working and I'm just too stupid to realize it. What was that? Some kind of string thing happening. Not hearing anything at all. It's interesting. It has a CHU marked here. CHU is the Canadian time signal from Ottawa, which I can pick up here. Well, let's try another band. I already am on another band. We're getting nothing. Let's fiddle with the antenna. This should make lots of crackly sounds. So you get the same sound touching the chassis as touching the antenna. So that tells me this radio is actually not working. The initial guess would be a dead tube in there, but who knows? So that's the whole reason for me doing this. So I have an idea when I go to actually work on this radio what it's going to do. Let's not give up quite so quick though. We'll try another band. Put that on. That sounded dirty. I don't think you would expect that to do anything. How about the calibrator? So what is the frequency of the calibrator? We don't know. I don't know offhand. 50 kilohertz is typical? Don't know. This hasn't moved at all. How do you turn this guy on? So this control is interesting because as you turn it, let me show you. As you turn it, it comes out and goes back in. So you're actually moving probably a slug in a coil with this control very directly. But I'm not going to hear any BFO effect if there's no signal coming through the radio, depending upon how they're doing the BFO circuitry in here. I really think you need a received signal. You know, I just played around with it with no antenna connected at all. I don't think it's going to help, but let's give it a go here. No. She's dead, Jim. Hey, let's try another radio. I think the situation with this one is probably a bad tube, but who knows? Who knows? Let's try another radio here. We have another one to try. This one's a Hallicrafters. The next one is a Hammarlund. Okay, radio number 2. This is a beauty. Hammarlund is a highly respected name in radios. Just try to sweep off some of the major dirt. It's not as bad as the last radio. So I think a clock would go here in some of these models. And I think I have another one with the clock. A bigger Hammarlund. Now my personal favorite radio I own, I've had it since I was in my 20s, is a Hammarlund SP600, another well-known radio, sought after. It's my favorite radio for tuning. It has this great big knob that you just, you can't beat it. If you like tuning radios, boy, that's the guy to have. So another Hammarlund. Okay, let's look at the controls here. So here's the off switch. So it's not plugged in. It's plugged in. There's no power. So that would be receive, send, which I guess is like standby, and then BFO over here. Interesting. You have to go through the send position to get to the BFO position. Probably because when you're operating, you're sending now with the transmitter, then you're using the BFO to receive, or you're not using the BFO to receive. It's one click away from the send. That's probably why they organize it that way. Turn it off. Antenna tuner, main tuning. This is the band spread tuning. What's this guy? BFO up here. BFO up there. Okay, a sensitivity control. Manual or automatic volume control here, noise limiter here. Let's turn it off. We'll leave this on AVC for now. Bands, I noticed this earlier, 10 to 30, 4 to 10, 1 to 6. There's an overlap there, and then there's the broadcast band here. What's this? 20 BS. 20 bullshit. Yeah. What is that? 20 BS. Don't know what that is yet. I haven't looked at a manual or anything like that, so I'm just winging it here. Selectivity. So this, I do know this about this radio. It has a Q multiplier. You can see it written right there. So a Q multiplier is a circuit that makes the front end of radios extremely sharp and sensitive. I think that's the best way to put it. The Q multiplier multiplies the Q of a resonant circuit. So that's built right in. How you use it exactly with this radio, I don't know. I don't know. First time I was exposed to a Q multiplier, I was in grade 9. And one of my teachers let me borrow their ham radio for a while. And it came with a Q multiplier. Okay. Yeah, this will clean up nice. Back. What's going on in the back here? So model number HQ-100A. It's just showing the tubes. There, 12AX7, 12AQ5, BA6, BA6, C4, BE6, BZ6. They're all pretty common tubes. There's an OB2. This is a voltage control or regulator tube, and a 5Y3 rectifier. And then it's showing the outputs, which are right here. This one here is master 0 adjust. Must be for the meter. Headphones going in there. Antenna going there. Speaker going here. Speaking of the speaker. We'll give them one. Let's come down this way. And so I'm very excited to have this radio. See if it works. Okay. And the antenna. Well, we'll hook up the antenna after the initial startup. Okay, baby, here we go. Switch is off. Checking now. Is off, off. Off would be off. Those lights, the dim bulb lights would come on if the radio was taking any power at all right now, but it's not. So, so it's going to be pretty low voltage to start with. Here we go. Volume is here. Let's turn it down. Sensitivity we can turn up fairly high, and we'll put it on the broadcast band to start with. I guess we'll set this to 0, and this has an off. I can see the word off here, so it's turned off. So I guess that's out of the picture. All of 70 volts. Let's jack it up here. 80, it's still a little low. Ooh. Hummy, eh? Scratchy controls. It's working. Even I can make an antenna be an antenna for this radio. Let's turn it down. Sounds like it needs oh my gosh, now that's interference. That's interference. Just not the radio, of course. That's coming in on the antenna. I'm only using 80 volts here. Let's go a little higher yet. Oh! Turned it off by accident. Still low. 83, but it's working. Okay. Yikes. So this is probably 680 according to the dial here. Yep. Sensitivity. on ABC, but I can still work this. Ooh, we're on the dirty side. And if we flip it to manual, doesn't sound any different, does it? Sounds the same. Might be a little bit of action there. Well, our radio's working. BFO. Sure. Maybe I'm not got this tuned in dead center of the. No, this is not set. This is not calibrated. Zero's not zero here. Not getting any. This guy's going backwards. We're on manual. These meters often don't work on manual. Let's put on ABC. There we are. Sometimes you turn this full, and this is a calibrated meter at that point. As calibrated as it can be. Antenna tuning, doing a little wee bit. Off the BFO. Band spread. Ooh, that's really wide. Holy smokes. Well, not bad. Better than the last radio, that's for sure. But, very good. Hey, let's go play around a little short wave here. They don't get much chance to actually listen to short wave, so we're going to go up to the 10 to 30 band. That's unusual to hear that. Wow, you really got to use this. Looks like the zero's way off on the meter. Now, that could be because I'm running on low voltage here. There we are. So I'm zeroing the meter. Better zero it this way. That's zero. There we are. Around 14 on the dial here. I don't think we should be picking up stuff. Okay, let's try this noise limiter. Wonderful. Tune something in now. Still went below zero. Okay, you got a copyright hit even from a song on shortwave there. So I think this calibration is incorrect here. What's happening there? Dirt in the capacitor or something? Oh, the knob is a little loose. That's not from the noise. I think there should be lots of short wave here. Right around 11 megahertz. It has band markers, these red band markers. Is that for this? So if we go to the start here, it's right on 10. So do we see 10 over here? No. I'm not quite sure how you know that this is calibrated against this. Usually there's marks on here or something. And you think these red lines would do it. Like here, I'm at about 4.9. So is there something starting at 4.9? 3.5. Maybe it's at the other end. That makes sense. 4, 7, 21, 30. So I don't know if you're just supposed to read this. So that's at 4. So I would set this to 4. Oh, it's right here. And then am I going up from here? No, going down. And something just clicked in the radio. So I don't know how to work these yet. I have to read the manual on it. There's a mark here. That circle with a upward pointing arrow is the American Civil Defense frequency down here on the broadcast band. That's 640. There's another one up here. This one here. So these kinds of civil defense steps that were taken in the United States, very little happened here in Canada. While I was growing up, we were not made to be concerned about a nuclear war here. We never, drop and cover all that. So we never did any of that kind of stuff here in Canada. We kind of pretended it wasn't happening, I guess. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. This one's working. A little bit of cleanup and probably some alignment. I think it'll be working really, really well. So that's a great little radio. I like that. Hammarlund, what was it? Hammarlund 100 HQ-100A. Okay. Gee, this is going good. Should I do another one? I gotta think about that. This one is really big, really heavy. There we go. Whew. Oh boy. Clock. Hammarlund HQ-180. 180. A little bit of deterioration there. This is a big one. It's missing one knob. Model number HQ-180. How many tubes in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 20 tubes in there. Meter sensitivity, it's hidden. Zero adjust, hidden. The antenna is a PL259 connector. Wait a minute. This is also antenna. Then you have your choice. Speaker connections. ABC in the middle. Ground, ABC, speaker. Well, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they put the speaker and the ground right side by side? ABC off to the side. Why in the middle? External relay. So the idea here, I believe, is if you set this into transmit, now this is not a transmitter, you set it so it's no longer receiving, so the transmitter can operate. You're probably sending a relay signal out here to the transmitter. Not sure about that, or maybe it's the other way around. You hit transmit and this thing triggers a relay inside here. I don't know. Big fuse here. It's like a 10 amp fuse. That sounds kind of big. 10 amps. Wow. Yeah, don't like that fuse. That's a little big. So it's got a top door you can open, almost certainly just to access vacuum tubes. That didn't lock. No, it doesn't really lock. They're up there. I'll take a look inside. Many tubes. Most of them have sleeves on them. There's a big crystal sitting right here. Ooh. They're very solid. Crystal here. It's got to be the rectifier tube. And look at all the IF. Oh boy, this is a nicely built radio here. At least looking down on it. Look at these things here. Oh boy. How long does it take to align something like this? Wow. That's just phenomenal. There's an adjustment hidden in here. This is all part of the BFO, I think, isn't it? Okay, let's go through all these controls here. Lots of knobs on this radio. Noise limiter appears to be adjustable. AVC, fast, medium, slow, off. That's probably AVC off. Antenna adjustment. Here's the send, receive. Has a calibrator in it. That's great. Tuning, yeah. Audio volume. Okay, we'll turn it down. Band change. Oh, that feels nice. Wow. RF. Here's the on-off switch here on the RF gain. So keep it off. Band spread. Yep. Feels like it's geared, and you know the way it's lined up too. It's probably gears inside here. Sideband. Oh, that's interesting. Lower, upper, and both. Knob missing. This is the bandwidth here. 0.512. So this is a real communications receiver because you're not going to hear good fidelity out of this thing if 3 is real. Yikes. What am I getting on my fingers? So here's the AM and sideband or CW. Vernier tuning. Tuning of what? What are you tuning here? Maybe when you have it on single sideband? Is there a BFO frequency control? That's what this might be. No, BFO's right here. What's this guy? He's unlabeled. What's this? Goes around and around forever. Is a little capacitor in there or something? Wow. Okay, let me switch cameras here. I'll show you what's there. Here. That's it. You're looking at it. Let me just be sure here. It's this thing. Where my finger is. It's this. Oh, so there's a pulley. Oh. It's on something. Nothing happening when I turn the knob. You know why? Because the knob is sliding here. Yeah, just a loose screw. Okay, we won't worry about it. Right now, still not quite sure. Slot. Slot. You know, that's like a filter. It's a slot filter. Maybe that's what this is. BFO and then slot. I don't know. It's gear driven. You're turning a capacitor in here, I'm pretty sure. That thing you're looking at. Yeah, that's it there. Okay, not sure what this is, but slot suggests it's a filter. It's a slot filter. What else do you do with the word slot? Okay. Would we be ready to turn this guy on? Okay, making sure this is off. Noise limiter's off. Receive. The band we're on is the AM band is here. Well, why haven't we got this? 1 to 2. But they don't have them in the usual order for some reason. 1 to 2. 1.05 to 2.05. Oh, this is, you got to use these two bands. This is half the broadcast band. This is the upper half going beyond, up to 2. Okay, it's a little odd. Usually one band does the whole broadcast band. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Volume down. Wait, AM, BFO. Oh, that was stuck. Nobody's operated this radio for a long time. Okie dokie. I think we're going to operate. You're going to operate. Just step back. Shield your eyes. What will happen this time? Now again, I'm doing this into a speaker. I'm doing this into a controlled. I'm using a controlled power, not just plugging it in the wall. In Ontario, we have 3 nuclear stations operating. So I'm going to plug this thing right in the wall, those nuclear stations. I'm going to push on this guy and get him to work. So once again, where's the on-off switch? Here. Off. Okay, we're going to plug in. No antenna to start. How's this cord look? How's this cord? Cord looks good. Stiff, but looks good. Okay, in you go. Again, switch is off. I have to be absolutely sure. It's off. Okay, applying power. Oh, the clock started. Yeah, I guess you can't be turning the clock off. I'm amazed. It's going. A little noisy. 127 volts. Cut her back there. Yeah, so I had the voltage ramped up on the expectation that the draw on the radio would pull it down with these lights, but this little clock doesn't pull it down. 100 volts now. Wow, I could have burned that clock right out. Shame on me. Okay, once again, dim bulbs. Clock may stall because you only have 104 with no load. I put the load on. Put the load right on me. Holy, here we go. Clock's still going. Voltage 38, 40 volts. That clock is still going. 50 volts. Well, nothing shorted. We'd know by now. Oh. With 50 volts, that's coming to life. Hard to believe. But we're seeing it. Well, 50 is ridiculously low. Let's crank it up here. 60. Still ridiculously low. Okay, so we're going to take it off the dim bulbs because there's obviously no terrible short in it. And first I'm going to crank this way down and then we're going to flip it over. Now we're hitting it with 75 volts. Do we hear anything yet? Like maybe oh, something happening there. Cleaning a little dirt off the volume control, but no volume yet. Of course, I have no antenna connected. Some of these radios are totally silent with no antenna. So let's take it up a little higher here. Getting up in the range now where it should really operate. 90 volts. Could operate. Oh, RF gain's right down. Okay, we don't know where this is set. I can't do that. Do I happen to have a knob here? No, this isn't the right size. Do I happen to have another knob here. This one's all distorted. Let me get on there. No, I do not happen to have the right knob. Let's turn this with a pair of pliers here. You know, actually, I really want it where it was set. The broader bandwidth. Okay, so that's on. That's it. That's good. Okay, we know where it's at. Still not hearing anything. Nothing at all. 88 volts. Okay, we got to go higher. 100, over 100. So the radio should operate now, without a doubt. Well, there's always some doubt, isn't there? Hey, I'm hearing something. It came and went. This could be very loud at some point. Is there no, it says AVC switch. AVC is off. Noise limiter is off. On receive. Antenna. But no antenna. Yeah, that would help. That would help. Okay, let's put the antenna on. So far, so good, though. Didn't make a lot of difference, did it? Clean up some interference here. It's just, oh, I don't have this turned up anywhere near high enough. Not sure what the clicks are. Volume going up and down. Any one of these. Use this to kind of knock out adjacent channel interference. And wasn't there a pulse filter on here? Did I? Noise limiter, here we are. Not the best. Okay, so on the dial here, that's 6. How can that be 6? 600. Sports channel? Is this a sports channel? What we've got here. That's the bottom. Waiting for the station identification. It's right on the 590 mark. Yep, 590. So it's right on the money. So we get, there's the 640 civil defense mark. And there's a station there in Toronto. We were hearing it. Right on the 680 mark. Look at this. This is really surprising. So we're dialed in at 680. There's 6 and there's 7. Look at how accurate that is. $740. 820. No. 860. French station. Looks like it's about there. Volume affects tone. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay. That's it. Fantastic. So what's going to happen here is occasionally I'm going to bring one of these big communication sets in here and go to work on it. There's potentially an awful lot of work in one of these radios, but because these guys are all working, it may not be as bad as what it could be. So that's wonderful though. Another Hammarlund. I've had 3 Hammarlund radios. I consider that success in life. You know, as your number of Hammarlunds go up, you're a more and more successful person. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will be working on these kinds of radios next. This kind of thing here, just your basic wooden cabinet radio. In fact, that's the one that's coming next. So great. Thanks a lot for watching, and see ya.